Welcome back. I'm Adam, functional bodybuilding coach and physical therapist. Today we're going to work on shoulder flexion, and a part of that shoulder flexion specifically, we're going to spend a lot of time on that lats, lengthening the lats, really making this movement nice and comfortable. So we're going to start with a passive hang on your pull-up bar or anything that you can hang from. Okay, I'm just going to grab on. I'm going to keep my feet supported so I can really relax through the shoulders, really just sink into this position, open up my shoulders as much as I comfortably can. Okay, if you don't have a pull-up bar, that's okay, or anything else that you can hang from, you can just skip this one, move straight to our second stretch. Okay, continue to relax in this position. Keep sinking down. Almost there. Okay. Come out of that position. We're going to go into a stretch on the floor. This stretch is not going to be for shoulder flexion specifically. It's going to be for our thoracic spine. But a part of getting that arm up and overhead, the thoracic spine does have to extend well, does have to move optimally or efficiently to make that shoulder flexion nice and comfortable. So we're going to work a little bit on the thoracic rotation and extension in this next drill. So knees are going to be pinched together. My knee and my hip are both going to be bent to about 90 degrees. My hands are going to be together. I'm then going to bring my elbow back as far as I comfortably can, rotating through my thoracic spine. I'm going to reach my arm out. I'm going to hold, and then I'm going to bring it back. Okay? Do about 5 on each side. Again, elbow comes back, arm extends. In this position, I make sure my knees are still pinched together, really isolating the movement to my mid-back or my thoracic spine. And then I come back. Okay? Go on number 3, elbow comes back, arm extends, stretch through this position, and then I come back. You can go at your own pace, just make sure you hold that end position for a few seconds, complete about 5 on each side. Go one more on this side. And then we're going to switch sides. So again, I find that 90 degrees at the knee and at the hip, pinch my knees together, hands start together, pull the elbow back, and then extend the arm, rotating through the spine as much as you comfortably can, assuring the knees are still pinched, and then I come back. Okay, 5 on this side. Opening up that thoracic spine, getting some good rotation, some extension, prepping us for those shoulder flexion movements. A couple more on this side. Okay, we're going to move in to a stretch for specifically our lats, but of course will help improve that shoulder flexion. So if you don't have a PVC pipe, I'll show you the option without the PVC pipe in a second. Ideally, I'd like you to use that PVC pipe, so I'm going to show you that option first. So I'm going to put my hands on the PVC pipe with my palms facing me, just outside of shoulder width. I'm going to try to bring my elbows nice and close to one another, and then I'm going to put my elbows on the bench as I sit my butt back and I stretch through those armpits. Okay, so again, holding on to that PVC pipe, broomstick, whichever object you have that you can hold on to in the hands, really sinking my chest trying to sink my butt, stretch through that armpit region, through those lats. Okay, continue to stretch in this position. I'm just going to give a couple reminders. Again, see, hands should be just outside of shoulder width, elbows should be in nice and close as I'm holding in that stretch position, sinking my chest, really feeling that stretch through this armpit region. So if you don't have the PVC pipe, that's okay. You can just switch to a prayer stretch position. So elbows are going to come onto the bench or onto your elevated surface. I'm then just going to sink in, bringing my hands to my upper back, holding in a very similar position. Again, whether you're using the PVC pipe or you're doing the prayer stretch, we're going to hold either one for about 2 minutes. So continue to hold in those positions. Continue to try to sink your chest towards the floor, stretching through that armpit. So I'm going to finish our stretch here with the PVC pipe option. Okay, one more big exhale, sink that chest one more last time. Okay, out of that position. So we're gonna do an active drill following that passive stretch. If you have the PVC pipe, we're gonna use the PVC pipe. If you don't have the PVC pipe, I'll show you an option as well. But first option with the PVC pipe, I'm gonna be laying flat. Arms are gonna be extended straight out in front of me. I'm gonna just lift my arms off the floor and then hold in that top position for about 3 seconds. So I have my grip, I lift, I hold, 3, 2, 1, and then I bring it back down, okay? Trying to keep my head still, trying to just isolate the movement to my shoulder, really contracting those muscles on the back sides of the shoulder. So we're gonna do about 5 reps. I'll lift again and hold, back down. Lift again, hold, and back down. So continue at your own pace, completing 5 reps with about that 3 second at the hold, or 3 second at the top. If you don't have the PVC pipe, you can just go arms straight out in front of you. Same idea, I lift the arms, I hold, and then back down. Making sure you're really contracting those muscles on the back side of the shoulder. So I'm going to continue on just a few more reps here. Lift and hold. Now I'm going to do one more. Lift and hold. And then back down. Okay, we're going to continue on to another passive stretch for the lat. I'm going to use my band here. I have 2 different bands for a drill that we're going to be doing in a second. I would suggest using a pretty thick band for this first stretch. So I'm going to bring my hand in. I'm going to hold on to the band. I'm going to walk back. My same side knee is going to go down. And then I'm just going to lean into this armpit to stretch through that lat. Notice this back leg has kind of turned to this side to really stretch through that lat even a bit more. So we're just going to hold this stretch position for about 1 minute. I'm going to make sure my palm is facing up towards the ceiling. Feel free in this position, just move around a little bit, freestyle a little bit. See where you get a really good stretch through that armpit region. Ideally, I'm stretching through that armpit. If I manipulate my back leg, I can even feel a stretch from my armpit all the way down to my low back. Keep holding on. Almost done with this first side. Okay, ease out of that position. And we're gonna switch to our other side. Same thing, hand goes in the band. I grab onto the band. My same side leg goes back, a little bit behind me as well. And then I sink into this armpit with my palm facing up as much as I can. Continue to lean into that armpit. Feel that stretch from the armpit, ideally all the way down to that low back. Again, feel free to just move around a little bit in this position. Find where you feel the best stretch. Okay, ease out of that position. All right, next one, we're going to use another band, probably a little bit lighter band than you used for that first stretch. If you only have one band option, that's okay. You might be able to get away with it for both of these stretches, but ideally that first lat stretch, a pretty thick band, something that's going to be a little bit more challenging. And then this next stretch, something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier for you to move in and out of this position. So this is going to be our banded shoulder flexion. I'm going to grab onto the band with a little bit of space in between my hands, like you see. I'm leaning forward a little bit just to fight against the resistance of this band, but then I'm going to allow the band to pull my shoulders back into this shoulder flexion position, keeping my elbows straight. We're going to go through about 10 reps, holding for a few seconds in this back position. Again, coming forward, and then letting that band pulling me back, elbows straight, shoulder rotates naturally, and I just hold for a few seconds in this top position. Okay? Try to pay attention to what your spine is doing. Try not to let your spine arch as you get towards the top, like this. I don't want to really let my chest come up, arching through my low back. I really want to isolate that movement through my shoulders. Like so. And then I bring it back down. Continue on again at your own pace, holding for just 2 or 3 seconds at that top with a nice slow raise. I'm going to show you from the side, again, what I want and what I do not want. When those arms come up, I don't want to see that back arch or extend like so. Then we're just teaching how to move and arch through the low back instead of teaching the shoulder how to move comfortably into that shoulder flexion. So what we want, rib cage stays tucked down, arms come up, and my rib stays down as my arms come into that shoulder flexion position. So I'm going to continue to just go through a few more reps of this banded shoulder flexion. Again, just continue on until you complete 10 reps. Nice, slow, and control. Paying attention to that rib cage position. And one more. Okay. Perfect. We're going to finish with one more shoulder drill. Again, another active drill to follow up some of our passive stretching. So we're going to start on the stomach. Arms are going to be down at the side. Similar to the active drill we did previously on the stomach. We're going to lift the arm as far away from the ground as we can, and then we're going to circle it around to the top. So I lift my arm up away from the ground as far as I can. I'm going to slowly bring my shoulders around, letting them rotate naturally. I'm going to hold here for a couple seconds in this top position, and then I'm going to bring it back, keeping my hands away from the floor as much as I can, and then bringing it back to my side. Okay, that's one rep. We're going to go through 5. Again, go at your own pace. Try to go very slow. the slower you go, the more challenging it will be, and the more you'll work those muscles on the back side of the shoulder. So again, I lift up, slow and control, keeping those hands away from the floor, allowing the shoulder to rotate naturally into the top, and then slow control back before bringing my arms down. Okay, so number 2. Ready, next one, lift. Number 3, again, lift. Four, go through one more. Nice, slow and control. Awesome. All right, that is the end of our shoulder flexion session. If that overhead position is challenging for you, I would suggest going through this one more time or just incorporating some of these drills into your regular daily mobility drills.